Okay, let's talk about this. So I touched upon this recently in a video where I interviewed a fertility specialist at the London Women's Clinic on Harley Street. And I went into it all on Instagram like, yeah guys, I'm gonna find out about fertility and egg freezing. It's gonna be really fun, come on, let's go. What I hadn't prepared myself for was actually the fact I was actually going to be getting the results of my fertility tests. And I assumed, you know, I'm fairly young, I'm fit, I'm healthy, I have periods every month, I've never missed one, and I thought based on all that my fertility would be pretty good. Turns out that was not the case. So there were two tests that were involved. The first one is where they do a blood test and they test your AMH levels, which is your anti-Müllerian hormone. And that gives an indication of your ovarian reserve and how many eggs you potentially have left. And I could tell as soon as I walked into the room that the doctor didn't want to give me the results. And I was like, oh, fucking hell. I actually have my results on this piece of paper here. So for my age, the range is between 4.1 and it can go up to 58. Well, my results was 2. So it was obviously extremely low. I did promise myself I wasn't gonna cry in this video. So yeah, sorry. Okay, come on. And this was because of nothing I've done. As a woman, you're born with a certain amount of eggs, and obviously you lose them every period. I was kind of worried that because of my nervous breakdown and the stress that I put through my body, I was very worried that that was why it was so low. But the doctor assured me that wasn't the case, and you're just born with your lot. So that made me feel better, actually. Either way, the results were the results of the AMH blood test, but she said don't panic yet, we need to do the internal scan. So the first test is the blood test for the AMH levels, and the second test is the internal scan of your ovaries. And that takes a much closer look, obviously, at your ovaries and your egg count and the follicles. I don't really understand the follicles and the egg stuff, but anyway, the doctor was a lot more pleased with the results of my scan. Most women have 1 ovulating ovary, I have 2, which is a good sign because obviously it means, you know, when sperm goes in, has 2 places to go and inseminate. I don't have loads of follicles. I think she counted about 7 or 8. That's not very high, but, you know, I'm not infertile, which is obviously great news. Anyway, overall, it obviously wasn't the best results. I definitely hadn't prepared myself to get those kind of results. Naively, I thought I would be absolutely fine and everything would be kind of normal, I guess. So in conclusion, yes, I don't have good fertility. That took quite a long time for me to process and understand, because ever since I was younger, like 10 or whatever, I've always been very maternal. Out of all my sisters, I've always wanted to play with the babies and hold them, and it's just, you know, it's just who I am. I've always loved kids. So that was hard, really hard actually. And I still think I'm actually processing it. I think a lot of it I'm kind of just keeping in a kind of box. I'm trying not to think about, but it is what it is. Even though I have had the results, none of this means I can't get pregnant naturally. I know many people that have been told similar things and they've, you know, gone on to have children naturally, and so you know, that might still happen for me at whatever point, but she obviously advised me to freeze my eggs, and she advised me that I had to do 3 cycles. Well, you buy packages, so you either buy a 1 cycle package or a 3 cycle package. Obviously, for someone like me who doesn't have a lot of eggs, it's more recommended to do 3 cycles in case from the first or second cycle you don't really freeze many. Now I want to stress the only reason I am able to freeze my eggs, I can't actually believe I'm saying that. Like, I actually feel like I'm in a movie, an American romantic comedy, except there's no romance, there's definitely no comedy. It's just a really shit, depressing fucking movie, really. Honestly, I don't know how I got here. It's crazy. Life. You just cannot plan it for shit. Anyway, sorry, I went off on a tangent there. So yeah, I just wanted to say the only way I can afford to do this is that my parents are paying. I'm not going to talk exactly how much it is because people can Google if they want, but it's a lot of money to do a 3-cycle package, and I'm forever eternally grateful for my parents who are paying for this, because without that there's absolutely no way I would be able to do this. And even by doing the egg freezing process, it doesn't mean I'm even going to be able to freeze any eggs. I don't know what the outcome's going to be, but for the moment I just need to take each day as it comes. I can't look too much more than that. I can't look into the future. I can't think what's going to happen after that if it doesn't work. I can't process any more than what I'm currently processing, to be honest. Now, there's not much spoken about egg freezing, which is also why I'm trying to talk about it, because many women don't really know much about egg freezing and checking their fertility and anything to do with that, and I want to be that person. People can look up on YouTube or Instagram and they can find out more about it, so they're more aware and they know what everything entails, because I didn't realise how incredibly difficult the egg freezing process was. I thought you just kind of like plucked some eggs out, put them in the freezer. Turns out it's a lot more than that. You have to do daily injections of hormones twice a day, so I have to inject my own stomach. I'm still not sure how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to have to do it. You go in for quite a few scans during the 2-week period, so it's about a 2-week period that you do it for. And then you keep going in for scans as they're checking how the follicles are doing, and yeah, I don't fully know how it all works, but I know I'm going in for quite a few scans during that 2-week time, and they'll see how I'm getting on with the hormones and if I need less of something or more of something. I'm incredibly nervous about the hormone side of things. Historically, with anxiety and stuff, I'm not great with hormones, but I've heard that acupuncture and stuff is really good for relaxation during the process, so I'm definitely going to do that. And then at the end, before the egg retrieval, apparently it can kind of feel like you've got 2, you know, rugby balls in your stomach because you're really overstimulating your ovaries. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, you know, I can do the egg retrieval process, which you have to be sedated for. There's no guarantees, it might not work. All we can do is try. But why am I making this video? Making this video because I am going to be vlogging the whole of the way through the egg freezing process. I would like to think I'm going to do daily vlogs. I will try to do that. It depends if there's anything really to talk about in a day. So I might not have been into the clinic, I might not really have anything to show you or tell you, so I'll kind of assess it as I go along as to how much I upload. Be absolutely more than once a week because the whole thing is 2 weeks. I'm expecting, like, I guess, I don't know, between like 7 and 10 videos. I'm going to call this series the Egg Diaries. I understand that some of you, probably men, won't give a shit about all this, and that's fine. You don't have to watch the Egg Diaries videos. I'm making these for women, and I want women to feel less alone if you're going through something or you're interested in going through something like this. I want to be honest and upfront about how I feel about injecting myself. You know, does it hurt? Is it a mental up and down roller coaster? Everything I want to talk about. I will also be talking about the process a lot on Instagram, so I'll leave my link down below if you would like to come follow me there. I'll be talking about it on my stories and doing posts about it all, and probably posting pictures of my bloated stomach. So yes, I'm going to be doing a series called the Egg Diaries about my egg freezing journey. I don't really need any shitty negative comments down below. As you can imagine, this is all quite hard to deal with as it is, so it'd be really lovely if people didn't make it triply as hard for me. Also, for any women who are thinking about freezing their eggs, I will leave a link down below to where I am freezing mine. They've all been amazing. Their life, you literally can't plan for it. Bye guys.
Look out, here she comes, the woman that I love.